My name is Eric Stromberg, and I'm here in Cannes on board the new Odyssey 349. We'd like to invite you to take a look at this fantastic new boat that joins our Odyssey range. Come on aboard. You can see first of all, we have a very large swim platform here aft. We have two large lockers, one for the life raft, the others for lines and fenders. What you see on a boat now here, even at 10 meters, is a wide aft section with twin helms, a big cockpit area, a large table. So really a lot of room and a lot of space given over to the cockpit, which is of course where you spend 80% of your time when you're on board the boat. Let's take a closer look at one of the helm stations. So here at the helm station you have obviously the wheel itself. You have a winch here where you have coming back to the winch your main sheet and your jib sheet, so they're very easy to control the boat right from this particular point. And you have, of course, centralization of the electronics, whether that be GPS, autopilot, and instrumentation right here at the helm, and of course your compass. We wanted to bring a little bit of innovation to some of the running gear on the boat, so we have a couple of things that are coming from race boats, that are coming from dinghies, that are coming from offshore boats. The first is the use of what we call a Y bridle here for the main sheet. The advantage of the Y bridle is that usually in a boat of this size you would have on deck two pulleys. And the problem with these two pulleys is that you create a triangle that is very easily deformed and very difficult to bring the boom back to the center line. With the Y bridle, the distance between the lower block and the upper block is very little, and that really allows to have a much better control of the mainsail itself. So a lot better trimming. So that's a very good innovation that comes from the racing world. And the second innovation is the use of the friction rings here for the Jeanneau sheet leads. So this is something you see on America's Cup boats, something you see on offshore boats, Vendée Globe, etc. Here brought to a cruising boat because in fact it's a very simple solution that is that allows for a very good trim of the sail. So we've brought that in as well here on a family cruising boat. As we go forward on the boat, we come to a very nice area here forward with an anchor locker. We have on this boat here equipped with the optional bowsprit, which allows for very easy use of a code 0 or asymmetrical sail. You can see that you have an offset anchor roller on this boat. When you do not have the bowsprit, the anchor roller is of course straight for the anchor. Let me show you here the anchor locker. Just plenty of room for an anchor, and has a spot here also for the optional electric windlass. And lastly, on the outside, one of the great innovations of the boat is to design a boat without any backstay whatsoever. So what you have on this boat is, instead of having swept back spreaders at 12 degrees, the spreaders are actually swept back at 30 degrees, which creates incredible stability for the mast, and it allows you to sail at all points of sail in all conditions without a backstay. And what that does in terms of the cockpit is improve greatly the ergonomics of the cockpit to make sure that you have nothing that you have in your back when you're sitting at the helm. And it allows us, of course, to push those helm stations as far outboard as possible for greater visibility. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. One of the notable features of the inside of the Odyssey 349 is the fact that we used a hull design that integrates what we call positive shear. Positive shear means that you have a much higher deck line in the middle of the boat. Classically in a boat, your shear line is a slightly curved from the bow towards the stern, if you think of a Viking boat or any of the classic boats of history. And that is the way that we've always done our boats. On the 349, we're being a little bit more innovative, and in fact that curve goes slightly in the other direction. And what that creates when you do it subtly is obviously very difficult to view from the outside, but what it creates on the inside is substantially more volume in the center of the boat, where you really want it, here in the saloon. And you'll see it by the very high deck line in the saloon, and that is really what allowed us to have a maximum amount of volume in a boat of only 10 meters. The first thing that you see when you come down below is this very nice galley. We wanted to use a little higher end countertop material. We have lots of storage. We have a refrigerator in here, upper cabinets that include the possibility of installation of a microwave. You have lots of drawers and storage. You have a storage cabinet here with a cutlery drawer. You have underneath the sink baskets, rubbish, and lots of other storage areas. So really a very nice galley, the kind of galley you'd usually find on a 37 or 40 footer. So really a good galley for family cruising. The main saloon of the boat was also something we really wanted to work on to make it as user-friendly as possible. So we have a table here that has 2 folding leaves. When I fold up both leaves, you can see that the table has a very large surface area, and we even have this optional seat here, which you can pull out and you can place at the back end here, and that creates another seating area for very easily 6-7 people around the table. And you can see here the only major problem is that you have a very small area here to pass between the chart table and the table. And we came up with a solution, which is to fold the table out of the way. And this gives you a spot here to be able to slide in and out and to really be a lot of people around the table when you're more in a dining mode. When I drop the table leaf here, you can see that the access forward to the forward cabin is very easy. And the innovation of the forward cabin was to use 2 big doors, so 2 double doors, and that allows to have this be very open during the day, bringing in light, ventilation, and just a sense of space. And then, of course, the ability to close off to give this a fully private cabin at night. The aft cabin on this boat, this is a 2-cabin boat, has a very large bed, and the advantage of the wider hull with the hard chine is to create a bed that is much more rectangular than you would see on previous generations. Because we don't have any cockpit lockers on this side of the boat, you have a lot of headroom, a lot of light, a lot of ventilation, and you have indirect lighting going down the hull that creates light being pulled all the way through the cabin. So a very nice closed cabin here in the aft cabin. And on the other side of the 2-cabin boat here, we have access into the head compartment. So in the head, we have, of course, the toilet. We have a fully separate shower with a shower door, a hanging bar for wet clothing, and access directly here into the back sail locker, which is accessible also from the cockpit through a hatch. This is what I like to call the garage. It's where you put all of those items that you need to stow on board the boat, and it's something that you usually only find in much larger boats. So it's really a very nice feature of this boat. And of course, the boat can also be equipped with a 3rd cabin, which would take the place of that sail locker, but it allows you to have 3 cabins in a 10-meter boat. Thank you for visiting the Jeanneau Odyssey 349 with us today. It's a boat that's really set up for family cruising, a boat with a big cockpit, easy to use, easy sail plan, a very nice high-performance hull that is very stable underway, big interior volume with lots of features. So it's really an all-around great boat at the 10-meter size. And if you want any further information on the boat, all of the information on the boat is on our website at jeanneau.com. Thank you.